Let's see how these guys play this with a little more even spawns. Oh god, like 3 different games just started. I'll watch this one though, because we watched the first one with Darth coming out ahead. GGG, not doing the most efficient start in my opinion. You usually want to do a little more line. He's playing more like FFA style kind of thing. With like moving out all around his general. Darth coming out 4 ahead at the very first round, which is pretty big. Despite the fact that GGG has a really good spawn with lots of space. I suspect GGG doesn't play as much 1v1. Ooh, and this quickly is over, and that's the series. Good game. Good series. Darth wins the 2-3. Let's see. This is a really tight game, so let's watch this. And if Mata versus his... I'm calling you Scal, I don't know. Life is hard. Scal going with a like almost completely all in attack, pretty well timed too. And if Mata should be able to defend that. Scal with some fancy little splitting tactics coming in hot. Some nice expansion off the back line before the round end. And if Mata still manages to come ahead like 5 though. Probably because Scal spent more time like getting his troops to NF Mata, so NF Mata had to move less to defend the attack than Scal did to attack. Scal this time with a very tightly timed attack, but unfortunately for him, NF Mata perfectly shutting it down, taking some space back. But Scal still barely behind, just 4-5. Problem for NF Mata right now though is he doesn't really have much more room to expand off his backline. Like it's just down here you can expand. That takes time to get troops there. So he's kind of forced into a really aggressive role at this point in the game. Yeah, and they're just that seems to be the battle line right here. There's really no room for juking or anything. NF Mata just has to attack him like straight on. I can't really see how either of them would take a city too when they're both being so aggressive. I feel like they'd lose the second they did. NF Mata doing a really good job of expanding though. NF Mata being a bit cheeky there with the juke. Very nice played, and oh, it worked out, but he didn't quite take the general in time, and now Scal's counterattack comes in. Oh, will NF Mata high general location? So that got really intense really quickly. That was a really clever move by NF Mata to hide his army down there and like wait for that to pass. It's a very, very ballsy play, very risky. It's really not apparent if it worked out or not. The one NF Mata now though knows exactly where Scal's general is. Scal probably has a pretty good idea where NF Mata's general is, but not perfect information. It seems like we're just returning to the Slugfest, but the Slugfest, which this time Scal easily wins by quite a wide margin, pushing quite deep into NF Mata's territory, coming out with a land advantage at the end of the round. NF Mata with a attack coming in. Oh, I think he's trying to be cheeky again, but this time Scal's not having it. He has too much vision there. He's just parked his army, so NF Mata could not get around him. Scal's slowly eking back the advantage. And NF Mata one army advantage, but behind in land, so he should lose his army advantage this round. NF Mata choosing to attack through a different route this time. Scal a little slow to react to it, but does in the end, and ends up pushing NF Mata's army all the way back. It's a really tight game actually. See how NF Mata chooses to attack now. I almost think this could turn into a city game now, with how drawn out it is. I think NF Mata did really good there, just his attack came in a little late, and that's going to cost him quite heavily. Now behind quite substantially on land and army. Scal managing to push the game back. with a pretty well-timed attack coming in there, though. If he had went up instead of down, that could have been really scary for Skal. Just managing to hold on now, though. Skal's starting to take control of this game in a big way. Mana just being eked out slowly. Mana's been really creative with his attacks, though, which is cool. Trying like every location possible. This looks really dangerous for Skal, though, but Mana doesn't know where his general is. But Skal just splits his army, goes searching, is gonna find Mana's general right now. Going in for the kill, and it does look Skal's gonna get there before Mana manages to get to his general. Well played, well played. I like that game. That was a really tight game. Is this series over? Or like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he won like 2-1 or what's up. Spragate versus Dogs, Darth versus Sergey, that should be a good one actually. Let's check that out. Am I host? Oh, I'm host. How do I make fucking max player count 2? Is that like a thing? I don't think that's a thing. I don't know. Like, oh, okay, max players 2. Yeah, I'm really pro at setting custom options, obviously. Okay, let's see the conclusion of this series, because their last game was really good. Alright, so Mana this time, I'd say with a small spawn advantage. It's pretty tight though. Skal once again with very early aggression. Mana though countering very nicely, but Skal should be able to expand off his backline. Mana actually, maybe I was wrong about the spawn advantage, because he doesn't have that much room around his general, just like over through the bottom left. No, I think it's pretty even. Mana maybe having a very small edge. Lots of room to fight over here. Skal with a very, very, very early city. Mana must see this. He's probably kicking himself for not attacking just a little sooner, because that would have surely spelled death for Skal. But now Skal, it looks like he might be able to defend the city. Mana's probably reeling, wondering what he should do. I probably expect him to take a city of his own now, which should end up giving Skal a decent advantage since he got his city out earlier. Yeah, and now Skal comes in, and the question is, can Mana even deal with this 33 coming in his face? And it looks like he can, just barely. Skal with a small advantage, pretty tight game. Almost even in land, Skal with 7 army advantage. So many cities around Skal, I'm expecting him to take another one like right now. No, but he opts not to, instead keeping the pressure up on Mana, but I think Mana should be able to defend this pretty easily. Ooh, clever little splitting, but Mana manages to head it off. Mana with a small land advantage. Ooh, opting for an interesting attack route. I wonder how this is gonna play out. Oh, it plays out like that because Skal kind of goes for the same exact attack route. And there it is, Skal's second city. And if Mana might be in trouble here, he does have that 50 cities he's down here, but I don't know if he'll want to take it. Instead opting for aggression. I feel like if Skal stops this attack, which it looks like it's close, but I think he will manage to, then NF Mana is going to be in a lot of trouble now with Scout with extra city advantage. I don't really see how NF Mana is going to be able to pull this one back. It's not impossible, but the one extra unit per turn, because they're even in army right now with Scal having an extra city. There's another city. Now NF Mata is so massively behind, he's probably just trying to bank his troops all in for a last hurrah all-in attack, try and get around Scal's army and see if he can kill him. But instead sends all his units in at once, but is easily stopped, and yeah. Don't blame him for surrendering there. I think that's the series, I'm not entirely sure. Let's check out Darth Calculus for Sergei. They both have really good spawns. Pretty far apart. Probably a city game. We'll see. It's amazing to me that Sergei has more land, because it looks like at first glance Darth has so much here, but I guess Sergei's is just all spread everywhere. Sergei stopping that attack. Oh, surprisingly, actually, Darth manages to take a lot of land off the back line at the very end and keep it very even game. Wonder if there's like someone I haven't watched yet who I should. Yeah, early city by Darthy. Sergei opting for more aggression, putting the hurt on his land. Make him pay for the city at least a little bit. Sergei taking the city of his own. This time Darth on the offensive. His offensive is mostly stopped, just frantically trying to expand as much as they can, both of them. Sergei though ends up with quite a nice land advantage, and they both have one city each. Darth looking to take some of it back. Oh, he saw the general for a second. That could be huge. I don't know if Darth actually saw it, but definitely had the potential to there. Sergei though eking out quite an advantage for himself. Darth with another city now. Sergei probably going to be looking to end the game off that city. Either that or take another city of his own? I don't know which city he'd take though, I guess that one. In fact, if Sergei doesn't manage to kill Darth here, it could get really ugly for him. Really quickly. They're just doing a little dance. Oh, this is dangerous. Yeah, just barely by 7 troops manages to kill Sergei kill Darth. Good. Scal really impressed me in that game. Check out 11. I want to try and make sure like I cast one game from at least everyone. I'll probably fail at that though. Oh, fuck. Fukuku versus NF Mata, that should be good. And I don't want to... If Fukuku goes out here, I won't have casted any of his games. Sorry for jumping around a bit here, folks. Life is hard. Well, Darcy looks to be in some trouble here due to a really bad spawn and Sergei getting a really good spawn. I don't really see how Darth recovers from this. Yeah, yeah, that's unfortunate, to be honest. Quite unfortunate. It's just not possible. I mean, it's possible. It's unlikely, though. There's put it up a Valiant struggle, get in space down there, but I might watch another game because Erica versus Nyx. Yeah, Erica's a really good player. I know. I don't really know Nyx so much, but there's probably a lot of good general players I don't really know so well now. So. Both players playing pretty standard, basically the same strategy. Nyx's attack coming in a little later, which can work out. They just trade in some land. Nyx mana didn't come out ahead over Erica there. Just managed to take a few more valuable land right before the round end. Very, very important. Erica going for an almost all-in attack. Nyx stopping the brunt of it though. And Nyx once again taking a few more land right before the round end. Pushing his advantage just a small bit. Probably about 7 land before the round end or something. Erica solidly on the back foot at this point. The attack lines are really narrow too, so it's really easy to defend, which... Ooh, Erica with a very, very bold city there. Let's see if it works out for him. Which does kind of look like it will, because I think he can defend this attack just fine, and then he has city advantage. Very well played, Erica. Good way to come back, just take a city. If it turns into a city game, he could be in trouble though, because he really only has access to that one city easily, where Nyx could take like this one and that one, and that. Oh, Nyx is taking that one. Yeah, Nyx has access to a lot of cities here. If he manages to get those in play, it's going to be dangerous. God, if Erica just attacked here, could almost just kill him, but of course Erica can't be quite aware of that. Oh, might find his general. I don't know if he saw it, he definitely had vision of it for a second. Oh, I don't think he did. Erica with a really strong attack coming in. If he did see his general, I think he'll kill Nyx right here. Yeah, well played, Erica. Came back from being on the back foot. What's an anonymous? Is that a cuckoo? Scowl versus O. Wait, sorry, 1 sec. No, that's Red Circle, I suppose. Okay. I'll watch this one. It gave me a good game last game. Gave us a good game, I should say. Nyx with a bit of an unfortunate spawn here, but not really that bad. But problem for Nyx is he doesn't really have much room anywhere near his general to expand, so he kind of is forced to play aggressive. Erica can, well, already did expand a bit more off his general. But Nyx with a very well timed attack, and Erica seeming, I don't know, I thought maybe he was floundering there, like it didn't really seem like he expanded too much before the round, but he came out really ahead. Maybe he's doing something near the bottom I didn't quite catch. Just pushing each other back down this lane. It looks like Erica's a little ahead. Yeah, Erica with a smart play there, taking a lot of land, wasting some Nyx's time. Nyx doesn't manage to take it back in time before the round end. Erica's advantage getting pretty big here, but then again, Nyx had almost the same advantage last game, and Erica managed to bring it back. God, I just want to see Erica take all 3 of these cities. That'd be hilarious. Can't look at your messages, Norden, while I'm streaming. Sorry, Nordy. Well, I could just do something, but kind of. Sorry, I missed like how Nyx's stuff got up there. It's probably pretty important. Terrible caster. Erica though with a really solid advantage. Ooh, Nyx with that city. That's almost the exact reverse of last game. But Erica sees it. I think Erica's play here is he just captures the city and sits on it. I think Nyx knows it too, sees it coming. Kind of want to watch this game because okay, yeah. Nyx surrenders. Can't really blame him. That's ended that series. And if Mata versus Fukuku, I gotta watch this because we haven't seen a Fukuku game. He was the winner of the Fukuku was the winner of the first free-for-all tournament. Pretty good player, but then again, so is NF Mata. Fukuku though is quickly getting vision of NF Mata's general. That's really unfortunate for NF Mata, of course. Pretty even. Only a single army advantage on Fukuku, except Fukuku knows exactly where his general is, and NF Mata knows it. So it's going to put a lot of pressure on NF Mata and make being aggressive much more difficult. Whereas Fukuku will probably feel pretty free to attack and just do whatever he wants, knowing NF Mata won't dare leave his general too undefended. Yeah, and there was Fukuku just abusing that, like kind of faking the attack, but just using it to gain a bunch of land on top. But in the end, it does give him an advantage, not a massive one yet. But just keeping up the attack, keeping up the pressure. Ooh, little ring around the rosy. Doing it again, but that time that attack wasn't as well timed, and if Mata making back most of the ground before the round end, pushing back Fukuku's advantage quite substantially. Fukuku just being cheeky. Oh! Fukuku being very cheeky indeed. Just running circles around NF Mata, taking a lot of land just with that general pressure. Playing it very smartly. Just working his advantage. This case, unlike usual, his advantage isn't just having more army or land. It's knowing general location. Fukuku really likes playing Ring Around the Rosie. It's his favorite game. Oh my god. And apparently he's really good at it. That little juke. Poor NF Mata. Poor NF Mata. It really hurts to lose like that. It's the worst. It hurts your soul. Deep down inside. Okay, this one's probably over. Oh, I'm sorry, Fanboy. I didn't catch any of your games. I'm trying. I don't even know if it's actually possible for me to watch one of everyone's games. Maybe it is. But I like finishing the series once I started it, like seeing the full best of 3. Neither of them with particularly great spawns. They're pretty far apart. I expect this to turn into a city game, which will be quite disadvantageous for NF Mata. Well, at least at the moment, he doesn't even know those 2 cities are there. He'll almost definitely at least find that 44 soon. But it's really nice when the cities are right beside your general, which Fukuku's are. And if Mata being quite aggressive, since he saw like those two contact points, he's kind of just guessing Fukuku's general somewhere in the middle, and indeed he's right. This could be the game right here. And Mata with a very well timed play, very intuitive decision making to guess his generals right there. That kind of play can be really risky because they could end up just pushing along your route and killing you before you get to their general, but in that case it definitely worked out. Oh. Fukuku just takes all of these cities, like literally all 5 of them. It'll be a dream come true. It could happen too on this map. They're pretty far apart and the lines of attack are really narrow. That'd be really unfortunate if that ended up happening for Enigmata. You couldn't really respond to that. Yeah, based on this map, just how far apart they are and how narrow the lines of attack are, it's probably going to be quite a bit of a drawn-out game. I don't really see their tactics they used in the previous matches working with the ring around the rosy or the all-ins. There's just, on a map like this, there's no real way to straight up surprise your opponent usually. They'll almost always see you coming. In fact, I really do expect Fukuku to take a city, but nope, Fukuku is not listening to me. Not that he can hear me. That's fair though. Opting for more aggression is also valid. Trying to get some map info and stuff, narrow down the opponent's general location. Enigmata's also opting to do the exact same thing, more or less. Oh, Fukuku reacts just in time to deny general location. Enigmata probably has a pretty good idea where his general is based off that, though. I guess not that good, probably. Enigmata with a tiny land advantage. 5 army advantage. Opts to take his first city, turning this into a city game officially. Fukuku, though, is not playing that game yet, just going for another really big attack. Doesn't quite manage to push all the way to the city, but he got pretty close. Fukuku doesn't take his own city soon, though. He could end up being in trouble. So Enigmata's city is just ticking away. Of course, what Enigmata and Fukuku both don't know is how many more cities Fukuku has to take than Enigmata. One interesting thing too is, as Fukuku takes these cities, he actually opens up more lines of attack on himself. Enigmata with a pretty solid army advantage due to taking that city earlier, and he's gonna push it. Convert that army advantage into a land advantage, which will of course give him even bigger army advantage, putting Fukuku solidly on the back foot. FFR, the winner of the FFA tournament, is quite danger of being knocked out right here. Thank you, Fukuku, for taking the second city. I always believed in you. Ooh. Enigmata takes the second city too and has a pretty dangerous attack coming up for Fukuku, but Fukuku is able to react in time and head it off. 2 cities apiece. Enigmata with that really dangerous 80 army lead though. And any further cities Fukuku decides to take, Enigmata will actually be able to see. At this point, it's almost like Enigmata actually has the city advantage because he has that city in his territory too, which he does indeed take. Enigmata is city ahead, 40 army ahead as well. This is looking dire, and he just got general vision. Fukuku probably desperately searching for a way out of this. He's rallying his troops as fast as he possibly can. Ooh, but Enigmata with a hammer heading straight for him. Will he be able to defend it in time? It's close. Just barely. 12 army. Took everything he had though. Enigmata with that extra city just ticking away. He's gonna send another one at him soon probably. Ooh, Fukuku though, not just gonna sit there and defend. Looks like he's getting ready for a last-ditch all-in play with this 104. He's got to move it soon, though, if he wants a chance. Oh, I think that's over. Enigmata's going to get his general before he can make it. Nice last-ditch effort by Fukuku, though. Alright. What else we got here? Spraygate versus Skal. I wouldn't mind watching that. I haven't seen a Spraygate game yet. Spraygate, for those who don't know, has won basically all Generals 1 vs 1 tournaments. Well, not all of them, but I think all the seasonal ones. I'll be right back, gonna grab some water. Alright. 19 and 20. 18, 17. Oh, fuck, I should have been spectating that. So, 13, I guess? Wait, it's best of 5? Is this quarterfinals? Oh. Oh yeah, I guess technically this is quarterfinals. Okay. Spraygate definitely with a little disadvantage of spawn here. Let's see if Skal's able to capitalize on it. Skal looks to be gearing up for a pretty big attack. Spraygate opting to expand a bit more and attack a little later. Like 2 ships passing in the night. Spraygate allows him to see general vision though, but Spraygate does come ahead quite a bit on army count. Manages to get right up in his face. Skal going for the low blow. Just because it's attacking lower, it's not really a dirty blow. I don't know. Spraygate opted for a pretty late attack here, surprisingly late to my eyes. Bit of a misplay from Spraygate perhaps. I think he could have taken more, but I guess maybe he was expecting Skal to have some units there or something. I don't know. Spraygate still very sizably ahead in land advantage. Skal with a surprisingly big attack coming, barely stopped by Sprigget. The perfect amount just to stop it. They're both really close to each other's generals. It's always kind of awkward games when you're like past each other like that. Ooh, Skal taking his city pretty early, pretty brave. Sprigget immediately responding by taking a city of his own. I was almost thinking he's gonna take that other city, but nah, he's just trying to take some land back as best he can. Does indeed push the land advantage into his way before the round ends, narrowing the army advantage of Sprigget a bit. Nice play by Skal. It's actually Ska 1, but whatever. I'm calling him Skal. I reserve the right to name people, to call people however I want. And yeah, Skal's actually doing a really good job of narrowing Sprigget's land advantage right now. Pushing back one land at a time. Sprigget's not quite taking it laying down though. The round end, Skal was like 5-ish land ahead, so yeah, very interesting that this late in the game, Skal's just managing to push back just one round at a time. Just a little bit of land here and there. I wonder if that gives Skal a really good idea where Sprigget's general is. Sprigget though taking quite a bit of land before round end, but Skal responding by taking a second city. Sprigget doesn't really have an easy city in reach for him to take, so this could spell disaster for him. Needs to either like take that city really aggressively, which Skal will probably know about, or attack into Skal right now, or he's gonna start ticking behind pretty massively. Sprigget's gotta be aware of it too. Yeah, and this is a pretty big attack coming in. He doesn't want to meet his attack head on. Ooh, this could be bad for Skal. Think he just makes it back to his general in time. Should give Sprigget a lot of information though. Skal just trying to chase his army down. Sprigget just threw the ring around the rosy. Best he can. Now Sprigget's in quite a bit of trouble with that attack stop, even though Sprigget's at like 70 army advantage. Skal with that city advantage. That Sprigget's army advantage will not last for long. You can kind of see Sprigget like has gone into just trying really frantic attacks trying to get around Skal's defense, find a hole wherever he can. Skal taking his third city. Sprigget doesn't end this like now, he's not going to be able to. Skal not looking very phased by these attacks. I don't even think Sprigget's seen his general yet. It's amazing to me that Sprigget still has such an army advantage, although you can see it ticking away quite rapidly. Within theory now, since Skal gets 2 extra army per, 2 extra army per turn, he should be getting 50 extra army every round just from his cities. Sprigget with quite a massive attack coming in though. If he had went straight for the general, it almost would have been enough. Not quite though. What a game. I kind of want to see this because I have not seen dogs play. And Oh, Sprigga takes that city though, but Skal can see it, so he's just gonna retake it. Oh, that's the one that Skal took. He retook it. Sorry, bouncing around. Sprigga trying to put pressure on that city, mostly unsuccessfully, but Sprigga really keeping up the pressure, just trying to push in everywhere. Keep Skal clicking, having to defend every one of his borders. Yeah, Sprigga's advantage is now completely gone. Really seems like Skal's not having a problem at all defending his attacks anymore. Just slowly pushing back. I think this is... I don't really think Sprigga can come back from this. Usually not something you say. It's a new day. Ooh, Dogs has such an advantage in this game. It's... Wait, or does he? Look at all these cities. What is this? What is this game? It's kind of a game I live for, actually. Oh, and as I say it, it ends like that. Damn it. Damn it. This is quite a long game at 510 turns. Perhaps the longest game we've ever had in a fucking 1v1 tournament without trolling. But Sprigga finally conceding defeat. Can't really blame him for that, he was solidly behind. Is that the final game? Did Sprigga just lose the best of 5 in quarters? I don't know. Sergey versus Eriker. How's this going for him? Sergey with 2 cities, 2 Eriker's 1. Well, now 2 as well. Eriker with a 100 army disadvantage though. That's almost completely insurmountable. Almost completely though. Could always find a way in. Never know. Check out these guys' game. I haven't seen much of Dogs before. Dogs with a pretty solid land advantage, but Thinker's chipping away at it as we speak. Or as I speak. Manages to end the round fairly even. Dogs with a little advantage. Thinker chipping away at it. What a big map. Like, it just seems like such a big map. Thinker going with a pretty big attack, but I think he mistimed that because he missed the 1 round end, which allowed Dogs to get a quite substantial land advantage. Now Dogs will shut down this attack quite easily and before the round end, and takes a lot. For those who don't know, every 25 turns is when unit spawns, so everyone has as much land as possible at those 25 turns. Dogs is doing a really good job of that versus Thinker right now. Putting himself at a very, very solid land advantage. To the point where Dogs is almost free to play this however he wants. Now he wants is to play some Ring Around the Rosie. That's how he won the last game too. Or what's the Thinker who won that? I don't know. Wait. Oh god. So many games. Why can't everyone just play one at a time, you know? I'm seeing red circle play, really. We're gonna have to try and catch one of these games. Oh, and Frigate is indeed a loser bracket. Not something you'll see very often. Once in a blue moon, though. Things do happen. Alright, Sergey versus Eriker. Two really good players. They both have decent-ish spawns. Sergey almost definitely has a slightly better spawn, but not by an insurmountable amount. Spawn pretty far apart. Still haven't found each other either. Sergey going for a very expandy style at the start. Boxing an all-around as general. Ooh, if Eriker had went up instead of right there, he would have found his general. Sergey, though, coming ahead in man advantage at the end of the second round. Very crucial for him. Always nice to get that early advantage. Both players just kind of filling in all the land they possibly can. Fairly defensive game so far. They both seem to favor really expandy styles. Sergey taking his city. Very early city, well played. Eriker, though, doing pretty good, just taking a lot of land in response. Although Sergey does end up making up quite a lot of it around end, but in the end, it does seem like Eriker made the smarter play there by taking the land instead of the city first, because it comes ahead quite a bit in an army advantage after just one city. But of course, Sergey just took his second city, and so that complicates things for Eriker, because he doesn't really have an easy second city to take right now. And since he didn't manage to do anything with that attack, he basically has to take another city or have a successful attack here, or he doesn't really have a route to victory. And indeed he does just take another city. Eriker, though, still managing to be ahead. Really interesting how Eriker's focus on taking the land before the city really worked out for him. Just manages to push him slightly ahead. Actually, quite a bit ahead at like 40 army advantage. There's Sergey, city boy, taking another one. That's going to force Eriker to respond again. And I don't know if an aggressive response will be enough for Eriker. Sergey's defenses just seem too tight right now, and Eriker's troops aren't really grouped. Ooh, and Sergey taking Eriker's city. I expect Sergey just to keep up the pressure on that city, which could be quite a problem for Eriker. If Eriker loses control of that city for like too long, the game's basically over. Sergey has a weak spot just to hammer it. Can just force Eriker to defend it constantly. Well, his extra city just ticks him some extra income. Eriker making small inroad, but it's just that small. It doesn't really get him anywhere in the end. And Sergey in control of the city for some ticks, gonna put him a little behind. I think Eriker, yeah, is opting to just recapture the city right away. Quite a substantial force on it. Yeah, if he wasn't so pinned in by having to defend the city constantly, I feel like Eriker definitely could make some inroads, but it's really difficult for him when when Sergey has such a fucking weak spot to attack. Eriker doing his best to just poke and prod, try and find information and stuff. barely managing to take that city back. This is starting to look dire for Eriker. The army count about to go in Sergei's favor. Sergei capturing his middle city for longer and longer durations, forcing Eriker just to keep a constant feed of troops defending it. Eriker just doesn't have time to do anything else. Sergei seemingly knows that. Just keeping up the offense on it. Grouping all his 10s here for quite a substantial army. This one's gonna take Eriker some time. It's probably like, oh, 23, I can take that back right away. Oh, but Sergei's actually not opting to keep all his offense on the city instead of taking some land back as well. Oh, that really sucks for Eriker that he managed to take it with 2. Now Sergei just so massively in the lead. His city's just ticking away. Eriker's not going to be able to recapture that once Sergei just groups and sits his force on it. I think Eriker knows that too. I think he might have given up the plan of trying to recapture the city and instead going to try for a desperate last all-in attack. God, words are difficult. But Sergei managed to hunt down the attack and stop it. And now this advantage is pretty much insurmountable. There's almost nothing Eriker can do in this situation unless Sergei has a big misplay. Eriker, though, not giving up hope, giving everything he can. Oh, Sergei being a little risky, not afraid to just come out and meet his force, saying you can't juke me. Yeah, Eriker thrown in the towel. I'd say, yeah, can't blame him for that one. Are they playing again? $17. 18. Wait, what was 19 again? Okay. Damn, Scal's doing really good. Managing to beat Red Circle and Enigmata, and most notably Spraygate. Knocking them all down to the loser's bracket. Well played by him. Oh, I hope I wasn't screwing anything up there. I don't think I was. Okay. Oh, my music stopped. Oh, my video paused? Why did video pause? No pause? What is this? Yeah, whatever. Who do I watch? Who do I watch? Guess I watched Darth vs. Enigmata since it's an elimination match. I don't know. Decide by who has the cooler start. Okay, that start was pretty funny. Just chasing each other in circles. Enigmata coming out quite ahead though. With Darth opting for almost 0 expansion. Still 0 expansion. Just attack, attack, attack. Single-minded strategy. I like it. It's my style. Ooh, that was... that's probably exactly what Darth wanted. Just general vision. Even if he's behind on land, now he knows where his general is. Can put on pressure with that. Opting for information over resources. Which is decent strategy. Definitely not terrible. Kind of think Darth might be. Oh, I didn't expect that actually. Such a city. I guess he can do that though. Because he knows Enigmata probably didn't want to leave his general. Enigmata has to respond with the city of his own, right? Or is he gonna just try and like end it right now? Oh, Enigmata just going for the crazy aggressive play. It's his turn to single-mindedly attack. Darth's losing out quite a bit on land to the point his city advantage is pretty well nullified. Because you only get 25 extra units around from a city, and Enigmata has like 40 more land than him. And Enigmata opting to take a city of his own, putting him on quite a solid advantage at the moment. With all this land advantage. Darth's doing good though to eke out the reverse the land advantage a bit there. Bringing Enigmata's land advantage down to like 10 before the round end and taking his second city, which Enigmata knows exactly where it is. Which isn't that bad considering his general and cities are so close together. You probably won't get trapped in that situation we saw with Eriker where he's constantly forced to defend the city. But as I say that, maybe he will. We'll see. It's just easier when you're near the cities are by your general and other cities to defend them in general. In general and generals. Ha. Enigmata with a pretty solid land advantage, but Darth obviously with that extra city, trying to take back some of his land advantage right now. And succeeding a bit, must say. Pushing his land advantage down to just 8 before the round end. Pretty decent. Enigmata taking a second city though, or probably took it a while ago while I wasn't looking there. Life is hard. See how Darth responds to this. Goes hunting for the city. Sees the city, but Enigmata cutting off his force. And pushing him back. Enigmata solidly with the land advantage, having very good control of just holding land advantage and the lanes and stuff in general. Seemingly has vision of everywhere Darth goes, so can easily react in time to any attack. Although I say that, this is the game of me being wrong constantly, so. And Darth winning by 2 units on the general. What a play. Enigmata ahead the entire game. Darth just managing to go straight through his defenses and barely wins with 2 unit advantage on the general. Well played, well played. Eriker vs Sergei. Sergei 2. Ooh, what an interesting game actually. It's very tight. At 3 cities each? Ooh. What an even game actually. I wish I'd seen this game. It's pretty good so far. Just kind of trying to process everything that's happening. Eriker takes his 4th city. When it gets this deep into the game, sometimes it's hard to be aware of everything that's happening. Sergei cheekily takes the city up there with just a few units. Sergei with a pretty big attack coming, but Eriker seems to have the units around to deal with it. A little bit at least. Sergei though, not going for the death blow, instead just harassing him, capping his cities for just a second. Just being a little cheeky. I feel like Sergei might not realize that Eriker has an extra city on him, which could be disastrous for him. And in the long run, obviously that'll just give Eriker the advantage. I feel like Sergei thinks that they're even in cities, and he's just like trying to trap Eriker in the situation he did last game by putting constant pressure on his cities, but Eriker has that other city just sitting up there ticking. Oh, very big for Sergei though. He found his general. That's a lot of pressure. Eriker dealing with it pretty gracefully though. Recapping his cities pretty quickly. He just has this like secret attack force up here. Well, not secret actually, because Sergei can see it, but pretty big attack force up there. Sergei just ignoring it, going for the general. This won't matter at all, but Still good attack. So much stuff happening this game, they're everywhere. I guess they had a power outage in that lobby. This is a really, really nuts game, actually. That one city advantage though by Eriker, so massive. Eriker there was trying to capture that city, get some of his advantage back. Well, not back, just do what Sergei's doing to him. Sergei being so cheeky right before Eriker's army gets there, he just leaves and recaptures that city. Put him so much pressure on just by capturing those cities constantly, making Eriker respond to it constantly. Seems to be a lot of Sergei's playstyle. He's doing the same thing last game I watched as him. It's really effective and annoying to play against. Sergei really good at just dodging Eriker's army. Oh, that was dangerous. He was like one tick like from just being able to break through and cap his general right there. Sergei definitely just constantly on the aggressive, offensive. Eriker just has to respond to it constantly, doesn't really have time to mount his own attack, but still has that city advantage. So if he just keeps up the defense for long enough, in theory, eventually that should be enough. We shall see. I don't know what I think of this song. Whatever. I don't care enough. Eriker, I think, has enough of him screwing with the cities to sparks the 200 right there. Oh, like 160. Ooh. Sergei's antics not being as successful this time. Eriker quickly shutting them all down. Some nice splitting. Sergei's not deterred so easily though. Eriker finally making some inroads, getting kind of close to his general. Sergei just doing the usual. Speed everywhere. Ooh, the jukes. It would have been enough, but it was quite cute. And look at this right now. Sergei has all three of those cities. God. That city advantage doesn't really help Eriker too much when half the time his other cities are capped by Sergei. Usually games don't go this long. Like Twitch delay might not be long enough. It's only 3 minutes. No one will cheat, right? Honor. Ooh, I think that's it. Very nice played by Sergei. His annoying offensive finally gets through. Just the constant pressure applied to Eriker is bound to happen eventually. Ooh, Spraygate versus Darth is what I really want to see, but at the same time, I haven't really seen any. I think I gotta watch Spraygate versus Darth though, because Spraygate gets to live and don't catch it, I'll be sad. I think it's already going on. I guess the circle game hasn't started anyways. Wait, is... Wait, in 20... Well, I'm waiting to see a game right now. 1 sec. Just want to do something real quick. Turn that off. lost most of yours. Oh well, that's okay. Probably gonna put this on YouTube when tournament is finished. Definitely had some really good matches. Oh. Sorry, Sprague and Darthy. Okay, Sprague versus Darth Calculus. This is in the loser's bracket, so loser of this is out. Both really good players. Sprague widely considered to be one of the best Generals players, if not the best. Darth very solid though. Okay, so Sprague quite an advantage here. Sorry, I kind of zoned out for a second there. Sprague seemingly setting up for a pretty aggressive attack. Probably just gonna head off Darth's line. Darth though wasted a lot of time wisely, making Sprague chase him. But in the end, Sprague catches it and manages to make even more inroads while Darth is still on his own color, grouping up. Sprague quite far ahead right now. See, hopefully for Darth he can take back some land right now. Quite a substantial amount or he's in really hot water. Sprague though trying to stop Darth from doing just that. Instead settling for just taking back some of it, but Darth actually did manage to even that out quite nicely. Ended up only like 5 behind at round end. But that's still 26 army advantage. Sprague having 26 army advantage on you is not where you want to be. Sprague going for really big attacks, splitting it in the end though, and also mistiming that attack a little, not managing to hit him until after the round end. I believe Calculus was actually ahead at that round end, getting some army advantage back. Although, that's quite dangerous. Sprague probably has a really good idea where his general is based off that. But Calculus, defending nicely, does manage to stop it. Calculus also expanding nicely, just up here at everything. Sprague just taking some land back in the middle though. Ended up like 5 ahead at round end. Sprague just doing some cleanup, some spring cleaning, getting all of Calculus's stuff out of there. Calculus expanding up top and stuff. Being a little cheeky. Lots of small pushes going on right now. Both of the players just sitting on their army stack on their general. Opting to just expand with their kind of spare units. It's like neither wants to make the first aggressive move right now. Oh, as I say that though, here comes Calculus with his main force barreling in. Sprague will probably move to stop that as soon as he can. He stops it without even moving most of his stack off his general. Unfortunately for Calculus, who's now like 26 land behind at the round end, that's quite an advantage. That's basically like having a city advantage, being 25 land ahead. Although, of course, city advantage is kind of better because your forces are already concentrated on one tile, but you don't have to group them. Depends. Sprague playing an interesting style. Like, he seems really hesitant to move the stack off his army until he sees Calculus committing. Maybe because he's already ahead, he doesn't feel the need to take any risks, instead just trying to push his advantage as safely as possible. Taking a city though, I think that's a pretty safe move, as even after taking the city, he's still way ahead in army, so Calculus now playing this kind of game for Spraggot feels really bad because Spraggot's just not giving him an avenue to win, playing really cautiously and methodically. Heading off all his attacks with like as little troops as he needs, keeping a lot in reserve on his general. Expanding with just the little edge troops and stuff. Calculus trying to put some pressure on, but at this point he's just so out-armied. Spraggot at nearly twice his army. Spraggot, perhaps knowing that he doesn't really have any big stacks, finally moving off his general, being a little more aggressive. Just cleaning up the top area of Calculus. Just destroying him one tile at a time. Calculus still with no city, just trying to come back through sheer aggression. Probably just hoping he can get a miracle play on Spraggot, get around him. And to his credit, that could have worked. If he had got past Spraggot's army there, yeah. But I do not blame him for surrendering there.